Hello, I'm Teacher Phil, helping you improve your English. And today we have a special guest on the channel. This is my wife, Michelle, or Teacher Michelle.
Hi everyone. I'm really happy to be here today.
And she's going to share some about her life, about her family, and things like that. I think you're going to love it.
I hope so. Well, thank you for inviting me to come, Phil.
You're welcome, and I'm glad to have you on the channel. This is a new channel. We're trying to get this started and going, and hope you'll be blessed by these videos. I'm going to change to the Google slide, and we'll get started.
Hi there. Yes, my name is Michelle, and I'm very happy to meet you and very excited to teach you. I am 54 years old, and I live in Virginia. Here's a map of the United States of America. The state of Virginia is red. Virginia is beside our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is where President Trump lives. In this picture, President Trump is standing in front of the White House. So we can practice some of these vocabulary words. There's President, President Trump, or President. He is our nation's leader in America. You have White House. This is where the president lives. You have Capitol. This is the most important city in America. This is where all the government takes place. Each state also has a capital city. Then there's Virginia, one of the 50 states. It's my favorite state, the state that I grew up in, Virginia. Map, you see a picture of the map. And state. So, I am 54 years old and I live in the state of, and then it would be Virginia. This one would go here. And here is a blank of the United States of America. Which word would that be? Map. Yes, map. Here is a map of the United States of America. Here's the state. This word would go here. State of Virginia. And there is my state. It's near our nation's blank. Blank is just this line is a blank. Our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is where, which word would that be? President Trump lives. In this picture, President Trump is standing in front of the, what is this? The White House. Yeah, White House. Okay, let's move on to our next part. Meet my family. Here is a picture of my family from the year 2020. That was 6 years ago. So I like to look back at the past. And I really like to think about when my children were younger and living at home with me and my husband. So there are 4 members in my family. My husband, Phil, is holding the very cute, fluffy dog. His occupation or job is teaching English, the same as me. My son Nathaniel is in the dark blue shirt. He was 18 years old in this picture. He graduated from high school that spring. And here's a picture of him in his graduation gown getting his diploma. Here he's holding his diploma. At that time, his occupation or job was a sales clerk for a clothing store. In his free time, he liked to watch TV and hang out with his friends. So hang out kind of means just to be together. So he liked to be with his friends. So here are the vocabulary words. We have teaching, hang out, graduation. This is when you finish high school or finish college. It's called graduation. Occupation is a big word for job. Husband, and you know my husband, Teacher Phil. Graduated. Graduated is the past tense of graduate, is the verb, is the act of finishing your college or your high school. Members. There are, members in my family. There are 4 members in my family. Diploma, fluffy, and son. And I do need to mention that this is my daughter right here. And she is holding another fluffy dog. Okay, so we can try to fill in the blanks. Here is a picture of my family. There are 4 blank in my family. So which word would this be? For this one, members in my family. And my blank Phil is holding the cute blank dog. So which word? What is Phil? He is my husband. My husband, Phil, is holding the cute fluffy dog. Fluffy means this dog has a lot of fur, a lot of hair. You can see lots and lots of fur on my dog, so it's fluffy. His occupation, my husband's occupation is teaching English, the same as me. That is also what I do, is I teach English. My blank Nathaniel, which one would this be? My son Nathaniel is in the dark blue shirt. He was 18 years old in this picture. He blank from high school that spring. Would it be graduation? No. Graduation is a noun. We need a verb, an action. So he graduated. This is an action verb. He graduated from high school that spring. Okay. And here's a picture of him in his blank gown. Graduation. This word can be also, it's a noun, but it can also be an adjective describing something. So in this case, this word graduation is describing what kind of gown. Gown is like a robe, a dress that people wear when they graduate. So in this picture, he is wearing a graduation gown, getting this thing he's holding. What was that? Diploma. Getting his diploma. His job, or another word for job, is occupation. His job or occupation was a sales clerk for a clothing store. That means people would bring their things they want to buy, and he would ring up them in the cash register, and they would pay him. So he was a sales clerk. In his free time, he liked to watch TV and, there's two blanks, with his friends. Hang out. Hang out with his friends. So hang out is just being together, doing fun things together, or just talking together. Okay, very good. So let's move on to the next slide. This is my daughter, Hannah. In this picture, she was 14 years old and in the 10th grade. She's holding her new puppy that we got in July of 2020. So it's really cool to see Lulu. This is her name, Lulu. Her name is Lulu. Now Lulu is 6 years old, so she has grown a lot. She likes the color purple. This is my daughter. My daughter likes the color purple and taking care of her 3 dogs. So yes, we have 3 dogs. And down here is a picture of her and her brother with their dogs. They loved playing with them. And this was when they both lived at home. Now Nathaniel and Hannah have grown up and are young adults and have left home. So they don't live with me and my husband, Phil, anymore. My daughter, they have grown up. Nathaniel is married and has a baby, and Hannah goes to a university in Florida. I miss them very much. Okay, so let's try to fill in the blanks. And here's our vocabulary. We have taking care of. This is everything we do for a child or a little animal. We give them food. We give them water. We do everything to help them. It's called taking care of. University is where people study after graduating high school. They go on to university. Adults, these are not children. Now once we are grown up, we become adults. Purple. Purple is a color that my daughter really likes. Married. There's married. If you have a husband or a wife, you are married. Puppy. A puppy is like a baby dog. Very small baby dog. Brother. Daughter. Miss. Miss is the feeling when you don't see someone and you want to see them. Say, I miss you, or I miss them. I miss my son and my daughter. Grown up. Grown up is not to be a child anymore. Now you're an adult. Okay, so we can try to fill in these blanks. This is my blank, Hannah. What is she? She is my daughter, Hannah. She is 14 years old and in the 10th grade. She's holding her new blank. What is this? This is a puppy. It's like a baby dog that we got in July 2020. She likes the color, this is a color, purple. And taking blank of her 3 dogs. What do? You taking care of her 3 dogs. Here is a picture of her and her blank playing with their dogs. This picture down here. This is her, this is Hannah, a picture of her and her brother. This is her brother, which is my son. Now Nathaniel and Hannah have what? They're not children, now they have grown up. Grown up, right here, grown up. And are young, so they're not children, they are adults and have left home. They do not live at home. Nathaniel is married and has a baby. So maybe you've heard about the baby. That's my granddaughter. I'm excited about her. Hannah goes to a university in Florida. And last, I miss them very much. So I think about them, I miss them. Okay, so yeah, I didn't talk much about myself. I talked more about my family. But something about me is that I am very sentimental. And this word means, sentimental means I like to think about the past, and I have strong feelings of, oh, I remember the past. Excuse me. I have strong feelings of I like to think about the past, and I feel sad sometimes that the past is not now. You know, life is different now. My children are grown up, they are adults, and I miss that. Yeah, so sometimes that can make me sad and feel, feel sad. So right now I want to look at something really important. What does the Bible say about changing times? Because everything changes in our life. You know, at one time you'll have small children, or you'll have maybe really close friends, maybe that you were in school together and you really are happy with those friends, but then maybe you graduate and you have to go on to the university or on to another city. Maybe you have to move to another place, and maybe it makes you sad. And you're like, why is everything changing all the time? But let's look at what does the Bible say about changing times. And there's Ecclesiastes chapter 3, written by King Solomon, who God gave the gift of wisdom. Wisdom is being very, very kind of like smart, but it's even better than smart. It's just understanding really important things about life. So in this chapter, here are the words. There is a time for everything. Let's read the words here. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to uproot, a time to weep, weep is cry, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. I have seen the burden God has placed on all of us, yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart, but even so, no one can understand what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may find satisfaction in all of their work. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so that people will fear him. So let's look at a few of these thoughts and ideas. There is the first sentence here, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. So just like the seasons change in nature, in America we have winter when it's really cold, spring, it's getting a little warmer, summer, right now we're in summer, it's hot, and the trees are green. And then fall. Fall is getting cooler and the leaves change on the trees and they fall to the ground. So there are seasons in nature, and there are also seasons in our life, in our lives. So like one season was when a mother has small children. That's a season in the mother's life. But then those children grow up and it's a new season. I'm in a new season now that my children are adults. And there are seasons in all of our lives. And it's okay because every season has good things and bad things. And we need to find the good things in every season. It just talks about the different times, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, maybe to plant a tree or plant a flower, a time to uproot. You take it out. You're like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this tree. I don't like this flower. There's always a time for weeping, crying. Bad things happen. But there's also time to laugh and have a good time. So there's all these different times in our lives. But I like this sentence. God has made everything beautiful for its own time. So every part of our life is important. Even the bad times, we can find good things about those too. And he has planted eternity in the human heart. Eternity, you're like, what is that? Eternity means forever. It never stops. So God actually made us all with a soul, a spirit that will last forever. Like when we die, we're not just finished, but we actually, our soul will keep living after our body dies. So in our heart, we don't want things to end. We want good things to keep happening. And that's why we can feel sad when things change. And maybe that's one reason that, I'm sad when my children grow up. But honestly, God wants us to live forever in heaven with him. So we have all these feelings because we want to have joy and happiness all the time. And so really we just need to cling or take hold of God and his promises. And we know that he will be with us and he will help us through every season that we go through. So this is really important right here. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may find satisfaction in all of their work. This is a gift of God. And I know that everything God does will endure forever. So endure means it will always last. It will keep working, forever. And then this last verse here from Hebrews 13:8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. So even if everything else changes in our life, we know that Jesus is always the same. And this is a promise he gives to us when we follow him and listen to him and trust him. I will never fail you. I will never leave you, from Hebrews 13:5. So I just wanted to encourage you with that, with these verses, and so that even if you're feeling maybe sad about life is changing, that just know that that God is with you and that there's always something good for each season in your life. So thank you for having me today. I was happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Phil.
It's so great to have you here today, Michelle. I loved the lesson and the encouragement. Learning more about your life. I'm sure our viewers, loved seeing about your life and your kids and pets.
And my husband.
And husband. And everything. So, it's been a real blessing. And if you like the video, make sure and like it. Subscribe to the channel so you'll get future videos. If you have a question, put that in the comments. Or if you have something you want to say, whether it's good or bad, positive or negative, just put that down in the comments and we will work to improve the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.